We're on Shudder.com, and we're going to give our review. Shudder exclusive therapy. That's what they're promoting. They added Exorcist 3. Didn't see that. I'll get to that later. Yeah, I want to watch a movie on a little screen like this. It's been a long time since I've had eyes that could see something like that. And they promote a few other things. I just watched this a couple weeks ago. Phantasms Remastered. I'd have to watch each one back to back to see the real difference. But you scroll down to the bottom, you get some just plain old links at the bottom. But how do you browse? How do you look up these movies? This is AMC's Shudder. I think this is at the beta stage. Shakes like crazy when you mouse over. You got collections, browse, Shudder TV, my list. I've never looked at Shudder TV. I don't care about my list. We're going to go right into collections just to give you an idea of what they're all about. I don't know where they got these titles, but they're rather confusing. Most people would not really be able to decipher these, especially if they've never seen a horror movie before. Guest curator Joe Dante, whatever that means. A-horror, alien intruders. It's very hard to scroll down here because it just mouses over like crazy. Animal Planet, Bad Genes and Killer Kids. It's hard to even see it. Bavathon, that's Mario Bava or Bava, whatever his name is. Comedy of Terrors. Cult Masters Euro Horror. Eco Terror. The End is Nigh. Flesh Eaten Frenzy. Foundations of Horror. Gross Anatomy. Let's see if I remember how to pronounce this. I'm not going to remember. It's not Giallo. Giallo. I think it's Giallo or something. It's Italian. It's a word that means yellow in Italian, but it had to do with certain type of, mystery horror movie. Haunted Habitations, Hexes and Ooze, Human Monsters and Serial Killers, Identity Crisis, Into the Wild, Lovesick, Mayhem, Possessions of the Devil, Maybe Do It, Not Your Ordinary Bloodsucker, Monster Mash, Psychos and Madmen, Romantic Bloodsuckers, Schools Out Forever, Shudder Halloween, Slashix, Smart Slashes, Socko Spoofs, Sometimes They Come Back, Spectral Encounters, Tales from the Dark Side, Terror, Transgestive. Is that like upset stomach? I recommend Tums. Trapped, and again, this mouse over sucks. The Unblinking Eye, a Diabolic Documentaries. The Unraveling Mind, Urban Decay, Weird Science, Winter Chill, Zombies Jamboree, Guest Curator Robert Eggers, Guest Curator Alexandre Aja, Guest Curator Karen Kusama, Guest Curator. Screw all these guest curators. Fantastic Fast Midnight at Sundance. Guest curator Get on Darkest Night, the podcast. By the time someone gets through all the scrolls down to this, they don't even want to watch anything anymore. And you try to go up here, and there's a little thing over here. You don't know what it is. It is a search thing. What are you hunting for? Now, someone might only want to watch a movie from the 1950s. So they might put, just 50s, 0 results. They might start to type a whole year, and all they're gonna come up with is these two titles right here for 19. That's pathetic. The search engine sucks. You can't put actors in there. I know, for example, Peter Cushing's in a movie. If you were to put in Peter Cushing, you get 0 results. If you were looking for Hammer, a horror person might look for that. You might look Mario Baba. I don't know how you pronounce his name because I've never been introduced and he's dead, so I'm not going to be introduced. 0 results. You can find it on the other thing, but you're going to have to scroll through this thing that says Bobathon or whatever. Basically, nothing's going on there. You have to click Browse. Hopefully this is even going to the thing. And you will see this is sorted. They used to have a different sort. When I first joined it, there was more than alphabetical and just released. There was some other thing. I can't remember off the top of my head right now. But it was no better. And what you have is you just have 25 movies per page. You scroll down. There's a synopsis and reviews. When you click on this, there's no mouse over, sort of to get you to go, get you going or whatever. There's no way to, sort the films, so you can, maybe you're only interested in a certain era, like I said. So, a lot of these, you get a little sick of the titles. The pitches. Sometimes these pitches are updated to make it look like it's a modern movie, and it's over embellished, and you really can't find what you have. It's page 1 through 22, and you will eventually find something, I would assume, but maybe you not. If you're always watching horror movies, you could run out. You may not feel like watching some movie called Detention from 2012. You already watched The Tingler, and you really don't like Night of the Living Dead remake. You like Tom Savini, his things or whatever, but why don't they just make a new movie? Why don't they just copy and make it a cover version of the original? But you have to scroll through all these pages. I don't even know if this is working, this recorder thing. On my thing, it works pretty fast. I don't have the fastest modem in the world, but I think it's like a 1 gigabyte per second or something. I think. I don't know. You know what I'm talking about. But you have to scroll through a lot just to find what you're looking for. And that's a problem with this site. Now, some people say, I've seen them say, they're comparing it to Netflix. Why do I need this when I have Netflix? I gave up Netflix because I didn't like the fact they were similar to, I think at the time it was called Fancast. Before Comcast became Xfinity, they bought up some website called Fancast. And that's basically how I turned away from them, because once I got Netflix, I'm like, this is the same movies as I saw on Fancast. And the same thing happened with Hulu. Hulu, it's like you sign up for Hulu and they don't even tell you what you're getting. They don't even tell you the icing on the cake. There's no differentiation between the icing and the cake. You sign up and it's just blur. And now it's all pay. It's another Netflix. Obviously, they're losing money. And based on those titles of those collections, that screams to me of someone trying to manipulate search standards by trying to develop some sort of unique collection that other people aren't looking for, and hope that raises the search thing or whatever. But really, you need better sorting for starters. And then you will attract more people to go to the website and pay $5 or whatever a month. Otherwise, they're not going to pay. They're going to keep their Netflix or their Hulu or whatever they're using. But I mean, you can find some good movies on here, and I don't know what's on Netflix now. I haven't had it for years, so I can't compare it to Netflix. Can't compare it even to Hulu, because Hulu, I quit Hulu sometime last year, and after that they turned into a pay site completely, and they block you right out. They were slowly developing into that. You couldn't even get to the first page. Couldn't even get past the first page to look at the movies, and it was rather disingenuous the way they did that. And I suspect this because this is a AMC website, and it's very much in the beta stages right now. But then AMC used to be this movie channel that only played classic movies, but they decided, sometime, well, it was a long time ago now, but they decided, we're going to squeeze a few other things in. I remember how it started. Basically, the Hollywood insiders or paparazzi, they got word that Vincent Price was about to croak. That's a long time ago. We're talking about 1994, I think, or something. And they started playing his movies, some of the later movies, and they really weren't the type of movies AMC was playing, believe it or not. Despite the fact those movies were in the 70s, somewhere in the 60s, they just weren't playing that. Even the 50s, they didn't give too much regard to Vincent Price. Maybe they would have played Laura, but they didn't play The Abominable Dr. Phibes. They didn't play some of the movies with, what's his name, Christopher Lee and the other, Peter Cushing. They didn't play any of those movies together. What they played was movies basically from that golden age, from the 60s on back. But they were starting to push things. They called it what they call it. I don't know. It's like not pop culture, whatever. I forget what they used to call it. They used to do a show and they used to play all these things from the 60s, and they started pushing a little late 50s stuff or whatever, like Elvis and whatever that actress is, Anne Margaret. And they started playing movies like that, were a little out there for their website. And just all of a sudden they're starting to play movies like Bullet or whatever from the 90s, I think it was. And it's kind of like the classic rock stations when you listen to them, and all of a sudden they start playing heavy metal music, and you're like, what's this? I mean, yeah, Deep Purple, maybe, but yeah, Deep Purple, but why are you playing Devo or whatever they call them? I'm trying to remember some of these heavy metal bands. Why are you playing Bon Jovi? He's not classic rock. He's a poser. And why are you playing that other poser from U2? Bono or whatever. He's a really big poser. Yeah, Mick Jagger was a poser, but he's from a different era. He was confused. He looked like he was drowned. But whatever. All of a sudden they started playing them, and it just totally changed. And then they started playing commercials, and then the show was crap. It was totally crap. They started putting new, commentators, ones from the Young Jerks, and stuff like that. And the station went down the drain. It was no longer classic movies. I mean, if I want to go see other type of movies, I go to a different channel. But they changed the whole thing. But you're getting like a preview right here, or whatever what they got. But sorry, good preview. But they got a lot of obscure movies. You're not going to see these ever. I don't know. I don't know what Netflix has. I'm just saying some of them are obscure, and I think they'll probably be able to get more obscure movies, and that's good. because a lot of those movies, a lot of people didn't watch when they first came out. And, those are the type of movies they can negotiate deals on. It's harder to get, bigger movies, like whatever the biggest horror movies you want to come up with, depending on your opinion. Those Halloween movies, and I don't know, Psycho, and just classic things, they're going to have a harder time getting those movies. One of the problems is a lot of people already have them on DVD or whatever, and it's not really marketable. People don't want to watch it. They don't need it. It's one of the problems with, setting up a movie site. There's a lot of European horror movies. Zombie is one of them. But it's a start. It can't be perfect. But guess what? If you don't support it at all, it's only $5 a month. And if all you do is watch horror movies, maybe you should give it a try. Because Netflix is mostly not horror movies. That's one of the reasons I quit it. And the other one, because I didn't like the fact that they didn't update the horror movies. This is updating kind of slowly. Certain things come and go. I have no idea what their timeline is. They don't tell you that like they do on Xfinity. Oh, I don't know if I believe it. But there are some movies on there, and it's just all horror. So, I mean, that's good for someone who's just looking for all horror. But here's one example, a Jean Rollin movie, and, they probably have overdubs, some U.S. overdubs on this, and sometimes that ruins the film. That's probably a Mario Bava movie or whatever, and that probably has overdubs as well. Some of them do have subtitles. Subtitles make it a little bit more discomforting to watch. Here's what I call a Euro trash movie. This is going to begin with a lot of sex and nudity, but it's probably better in its original language if you're in the mood for that type of movie. That's another one, a Jean Rollin. But it is what it is, and it's all horror. And maybe you'd find something on here. The only way to find out is to try it. They are adding more movies. When I first started, it was like 17 pages, 25, or maybe even 20. I'm not sure if it was 5 across. But now it's 5 across and 22 pages. They're going to have a lot of the same type of movies, but they're probably going to come up with a few obscure ones. I don't know. I don't really know how these people work. They're probably very much connected, all these websites, but if you're just looking for horror movies, this is a good start. It's not the end of all. I mean, I still have to go on Crackle, or used to go on Xfinity, and even go on some of the other websites, YouTube and Yahoo and Daily Motion, all those others, to find a movie. Sometimes that's what you have to do. But that's my opinion.